It's 130-year-old steel. Oh, whoa. We need to repair this.
What you just saw is the East River Tunnel. Severely damaged by Superstorm Sandy, the tunnel remains a crucial link in the Northeast Corridor, and without a facelift, commuters will continue to experience delays and power issues. That's where the East River Tunnel Rehabilitation Project comes in. After years of planning, delays, and critical prep work, Amtrak's $1.6 billion construction plan began on a full scale. While progress is now visible, the project still faces tight timelines, complex logistics, and the challenge of minimizing service disruptions. So why is this tunnel so vital? What took it so long to get here? And what's next now that the real work has begun? Let's break it down in today's episode. Hi there. If you're passionate about trains, you've come to the right place. Our channel is all about celebrating everything rail-related. First of all, let's take a brief look at the East River Tunnel. Constructed in 1910, which consists of 4 tubes connecting Manhattan to destinations east, including Queens, Long Island, and beyond. It is a key component of the Northeast Corridor, serving Amtrak's intercity services, Long Island Railroad commuter rail, and NJ Transit operations. Before the pandemic, the tunnel got approximately 300,000 passenger trips daily.
The reliability of these tunnels is not going to get any better.
The tunnels have aged significantly over 114 years, and 2 tubes were severely damaged by Superstorm Sandy in October 2012, which flooded the tunnels with corrosive saltwater, leading to system failures and structural degradation. While the tunnels remain structurally sound post-Sandy, they require comprehensive rehabilitation to ensure long-term reliability and safety. Therefore, this project aims to restore these 2 damaged tubes, modernizing the infrastructure to serve passengers for another century. The Federal Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act largely funds the rehabilitation. In November 2023, Amtrak secured a $1.26 billion FRA grant through the Federal State Partnership Program. Together with smaller local grants, this covers roughly 80% of the $1.6 billion cost. The remainder is split among Amtrak and its regional partners. In December 2021, New York's MTA pledged up to $432 million for the project, about $208 million of which it has already contributed to meet the FRA grant match. On May 8, 2024, NJ Transit approved an $88.4 million contribution, reflecting its role as a user of the tunnels between New York Penn Station and Sunnyside Yard.
Amtrak says starting in the coming days, construction will take place to fix much of what you're looking at now.
The tunnel rehabilitation is a full system rebuild. All track, power, signal, and drainage systems will be removed and rebuilt to modern standards. Contractors will fix or replace the concrete walls inside the tunnel, rebuild the areas that hold the cables with new ones, and change the way the train tracks are attached so they stay in place better and last longer. They'll also put in new fire and smoke alarms and better lighting. Old power and signal wires will be replaced with new ones. Amtrak says all of this meets today's safety rules and will help the tunnel last another 100 years. Above ground, crews will improve the entrances to the tunnel, build new houses for signal equipment, and install high-voltage power and communication lines in Queens and at air vents in Manhattan. No new tunnels will be dug. Everything is being updated within the existing 100-year-old tunnels. At the end of May 2025, Amtrak officially launched the major construction phase of the East River Tunnel Rehabilitation Project, a vital initiative to restore the 2 tunnel tubes, Lines 1 and 2. The project began over Memorial Day weekend with the long-term closure of Line 1, marking the start of the first significant track outage. Leading up to this closure, Amtrak completed extensive preparatory work in Lines 3 and 4, tunnels that remain operational, including bench wall repairs, sealing tunnel liners to prevent water infiltration, replacing the 3rd rail, and upgrading signal and power systems to support increased traffic during phased closures. The first 10 days of the Line 1 closure have been used to complete infrastructure hardening, such as relocating power cables and replacing block ties, all without service disruption. Until now, demolition work is underway inside Line 1. This work is expected to continue into the following week, with Line 2 scheduled to begin shortly after. Preparatory efforts for this project began as early as 2024, with Amtrak awarding the construction contract in mid-2024 and starting early mobilization activities in Sunnyside Yard and near 32nd Street in Manhattan later that year. While the full tunnel rehab was initially planned for early 2025, the closure of the first tube was delayed to May 9, 2025, to accommodate a prerequisite rerouting project. According to Amtrak's published schedule, each tube will be closed for approximately 18 months, with Line 1 reopening in late 2026 and the entire project expected to be completed by 2027 to 2028.
Long Island Railroad riders say their daily commute can already be stressful. Now, starting May 23rd, a major tunnel repair project will begin.
Closing one tube at a time will reduce capacity, but avoid a full system shutdown. Amtrak stresses it will maintain the majority of train service through the remaining 3 tunnels at all times. Even so, the project affects a huge traffic flow. Roughly 450 daily trains from all the operators use the East River tubes. Amtrak has already amended schedules. For example, it cut certain Empire Corridor trains starting in spring 2025 to free up crews and test new timetables. Most Northeast Regional and Acela trains will see modest schedule tweaks, but LIRR riders face longer-term changes. LIRR President Rob Free notes that any incident on only 3 active tunnels, outages, equipment failures, fires, etc., could have significant risks of major delays for commuters. LIRR and MTA officials have urged Amtrak to use off-peak hours whenever possible. The MTA board warned that with only 3 open tunnels, if they shut these tunnels down and there's an incident, the risk has increased tremendously. New Jersey Transit relies on the ERT to move its train sets between Penn Station and Sunnyside Yard for storage. So NJT scheduling must also adjust during the closures. Amtrak and its partners are implementing mitigation measures. Rescue locomotives and standby crews will be stationed in Penn Station to clear disabled trains quickly, and crews have begun pre-installing extra bench wall segments in the live tubes to improve redundancy. Officials say they will notify riders well in advance of any service changes. Nonetheless, passenger groups anticipate major disruption. The Empire State Passengers Association pointed out that recent cuts removed Hudson Valley train frequency, straining corridor capacity. The Rail Passengers Association bluntly warned that hundreds of thousands of daily riders on Amtrak, NJT, and LIRR are going to feel the disruption through the 2 to 3 year construction period. Public response has been mixed. At the federal and state levels, leaders have broadly supported the project's goals. For example, Senator Schumer hailed the federal grant and tunnel fix as supercharging a needed system upgrade, and Governor Hochul congratulated the project start in 2024 as delivering safer, smoother commutes for thousands. In late April 2025, Governor Hochul publicly urged Amtrak to adopt a repair-in-place strategy instead of lengthy 24/7 closures. As of May 2025, Amtrak remains committed to the 24/7 closure plan, starting May 9th, as the best way to finish on schedule, while eager to partner on any feasible mitigations, such as running extra MTA trains or using off-peak work windows where possible. The project's success will depend on tight coordination among Amtrak, the MTA, and NJ Transit, as well as contractors working efficiently under the new accelerated schedule. The East River Tunnel Rehabilitation Project marks a pivotal investment in the long-term stability and safety of one of the most essential rail links in the U.S. Northeast Corridor. With full-scale construction now underway, Amtrak is balancing the urgent need for infrastructure renewal with the realities of major service disruptions. The Philadelphia Rail Yard Modernization Project is underway, with construction activities in full swing. After breaking ground in late 2024, crews have begun essential work, including utility investigations and the construction of retaining walls, marking the beginning of a transformative project for the region's rail infrastructure. So how will this project enhance the NEC service? Let's find out in today's episode. The Philadelphia Rail Yard Modernization Project is a key initiative in Amtrak's ongoing efforts to enhance rail infrastructure across the country. Backed by a $462 million investment from the Biden-Harris administration's bipartisan infrastructure law. Set to open in 2027, the new heavy maintenance facility will revolutionize train operations in the Northeast Corridor, America's busiest passenger railroad, improving both the customer and employee experience. This project is part of Amtrak's ambitious plan to invest $5.5 billion through its annual capital program for fiscal year 2024, which aims to modernize trains, enhance stations, and upgrade critical infrastructure, including century-old tunnels and bridges. By 2027, these enhancements will help Amtrak prepare for the new trains entering service, ensuring that America's rail systems are modern, efficient, and ready for the future. Beyond the Philadelphia facility, Amtrak's broader infrastructure investment plan includes the upgrade of 6 rail yards, 5 in the Northeast and 1 in the Pacific Northwest, along with the development of several layover facilities outside the NEC. These improvements will support ongoing maintenance and repair activities, ensuring the continued growth of Amtrak's operations. Last year, Amtrak has officially begun construction on a state-of-the-art heavy maintenance facility, HMF, at Penn Coach Yard in Philadelphia, marking a significant step in modernizing its rail services. The project was launched in a ceremony attended by key figures, including Amtrak's former CEO Stephen Gardner, Federal Railroad Administrator, White House Deputy Assistant for Infrastructure Implementation, and President and CEO of the Rail Passengers Association. The new heavy maintenance facility is set to be constructed within Amtrak's existing Penn Coach Yard in Philadelphia, strategically located near the iconic 30th Street station. The new facility will be constructed in 2 phases, though no specific details were disclosed. However, according to Infotran, the lead architect of the project, a mandatory step before constructing would be relocating existing outbuildings and yard storage areas to make room for the new HMF. This could be perceived as the first step in our opinion. This so-called first step includes the construction of several new facilities, such as an over 12,000 square foot multi-use office and welfare building, a 3,300 square foot welding school, and a 3,000 square foot materials management building. These new spaces will further enhance Amtrak's operational capabilities, providing essential support to the workforce and improving the efficiency of day-to-day activities. The second phase will be constructing the new heavy maintenance facility. Within the existing Penn Coach Yard site, approximately 7.61 acres will be cleared to make way for the new facility, which includes the demolition and relocation of existing tracks and other infrastructure. Spanning nearly 350,000 square feet, the facility features a 2-bay enclosed maintenance and inspection area, equipped with specialized inspection pits, a drop table for easier maintenance access, diesel exhaust hoods, and railcar roof access via high-level platforms. It also includes fueling pads on both ends to ensure optimal fueling and service operations. Adjacent to this, a 2-track service and cleaning facility will handle routine cleaning and servicing of trains. It is equipped with additional inspection pits and pedestals, wash cabinets, and fueling pads, ensuring comprehensive support for Amtrak's diverse fleet. The facility will also feature advanced infrastructure such as 3-ton overhead cranes, a 30-ton bridge crane, and an overhead catenary system with lockout technology, all designed to improve efficiency and safety during maintenance. To support its operations, the facility includes 480 power, water, and air cabinets, providing the necessary utilities for ongoing maintenance work. The construction will involve substantial site work, including 120,057 cubic yards of excavation, 22,770 square feet of retaining wall, and over 308,000 square feet of asphalt paving. Additional drainage structures and 114 overhead catenary system (OCS) foundation structures will be built, along with utilities such as a new water main. In addition to the technical spaces, there will be employee wellness areas, including locker rooms, bathrooms, a cafeteria, and office space for administrative work. In total, 370,420 square feet of new buildings and structures will be constructed, significantly expanding the yard's operational capacity. In addition to these core features, the project will include several vital upgrades to the infrastructure surrounding the yard. These include the installation of a direct fixation track, the replacement of existing catenary structures, and the relocation of utilities to ensure the facility's long-term reliability and efficiency. Despite the scale of the project, the Penn Coach Yard will remain active throughout all phases of construction. Amtrak, SEPTA, and CSXT trains will continue their operations, requiring careful coordination and phased work to ensure minimal disruption to ongoing rail services. The new heavy maintenance facility, HMF, at Amtrak's Penn Coach Yard will significantly improve service reliability and frequency, directly benefiting the millions of passengers who rely on Amtrak's Acela, Northeast Regional, Keystone Service, and Pennsylvanian trains traveling up and down the NEC. The new facility will speed up train maintenance and reduce turnaround times, incorporating modern maintenance practices that support daily inspections, service, and cleaning, as well as life cycle and heavy maintenance repairs. By consolidating existing functions into a single multifunctional facility, the new HMF will streamline operations and improve the overall service for passengers traveling throughout Pennsylvania and the broader Northeast Corridor. With daily inspections, service, cleaning, and heavy maintenance repairs under one roof, Amtrak will be able to operate with greater efficiency, ensuring faster and more reliable service across the region. This upgrade is expected to result in fewer delays and a more frequent train schedule, ultimately benefiting millions of passengers who rely on Amtrak for daily travel. One of the key advantages of the new facility will be its ability to support maintenance for a wide range of trains, including Amtrak's Acela, Northeast Regional fleets, as well as future high-speed and intercity train sets. The facility's modern infrastructure will allow for efficient service and repairs for electric, diesel, and dual-mode power cars, accommodating the diverse needs of Amtrak's growing fleet. Infotran, the lead architect of the project, is focusing on energy-efficient design principles, ensuring that the HMF aligns with Amtrak's sustainability goals. Incorporating green building best practices, the facility will not only reduce its environmental impact, but also provide long-term economic benefits, such as lower operating costs and improved energy efficiency. The new facility will also improve operational safety and coordination by incorporating advanced technologies like Building Information Modeling (BIM). The BIM model is being developed to facilitate the coordination of engineering disciplines and essential equipment, including forklifts, access walkways, overhead catenary systems, OCS, bridge cranes, and ventilation systems for diesel exhaust. What you just saw was the Livingston Avenue Bridge. Built way back in the early 20th century, the Livingston Avenue Bridge has become a major choke point along New York's busy Empire Corridor, consistently delaying trains and stalling progress. But now, this aging structure is finally undergoing a long overdue, absolutely critical transformation. The New York State Department of Transportation has launched a sweeping replacement project to modernize this essential crossing. This $635 million effort marks a historic investment in the region's future. Construction officially began in 2024 and is underway, promising to dramatically improve regional connectivity and supercharge economic growth. Curious about what's happening with this project? Stay tuned. We're breaking it all down for you. Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We're aiming for 10,000 subscribers, and your support makes a big difference.
If this bridge was to have to close, say for emergency repairs, you would basically be cutting off passenger rail service in New York State.
The Livingston Avenue Bridge, a crucial rail connection between Albany and Rensselaer, is undergoing a major transformation. Originally built in 1866 by the Hudson River Bridge Company, the bridge is a swing-style one, and today it serves as a vital link on the Empire Corridor, supporting 12 Amtrak passenger trains and between 2 and 6 freight trains daily. As a key piece of infrastructure, the bridge has historically supported regional development by improving market access and strengthening local economies. However, the Livingston Avenue Bridge is over 100 years old and is reaching the end of its useful life, which is why it needs to be replaced. Due to its deteriorating condition, all trains must cross at reduced speeds, limiting efficiency and capacity. The main parts of the bridge included both above and below of the bridge are in fair to poor condition, making it harder to keep the bridge safe and working properly. The swing span, which allows boats to pass, is especially worn out and needs constant repairs just to stay in use. The bridge also doesn't meet modern design standards. It can't carry heavy loads, doesn't allow trains to go as fast as they can on nearby tracks, and doesn't have enough space for today's train and boat traffic. Even though the bridge has 2 tracks, only one train can use it at a time, which limits how much traffic it can handle. All of these problems show why replacing the bridge is so important for keeping rail and boat traffic moving safely and efficiently.
When the Livingston Bridge was first built, our nation was divided. We were at civil war with each other. But this bridge, the Livingston Avenue Bridge, was built to do the opposite.
The Livingston Avenue Bridge Replacement Project is a transformative infrastructure project designed to modernize a key rail crossing over the Hudson River and support a more efficient, reliable, and inclusive transportation network. At the heart of the project is the replacement of the aging swing bridge with a state-of-the-art 2-track vertical lift bridge. This upgrade will improve train operations by allowing uninterrupted movement in both directions, increasing capacity, and minimizing delays. Supporting these core improvements is a broader set of enhancements aimed at ensuring long-term functionality and resilience. The new bridge will feature a 7-span structure and a rail elevation raised by 2 feet, allowing for a deeper floor system while preserving existing waterway clearance. The navigational channel beneath the bridge will also be widened, enhancing maritime access and safety for vessels traveling the Hudson River. In addition, the project emphasizes multimodal accessibility. A shared-use path for pedestrians and cyclists will connect Albany and Rensselaer, encouraging non-motorized transportation and offering a safe, direct route across the river. This feature supports broader community goals related to mobility, recreation, and sustainability. The reconstruction also includes key improvements to the surrounding rail infrastructure. On the Rensselaer side, the triangular rail junction will be reconfigured to allow smoother train turning movements. While on the Albany side, the rail bridges over Water and Center Streets will be rehabilitated and modernized to meet the new system's standards. These upgrades are expected to yield significant operational and economic benefits. The new bridge will eliminate existing structural and track deficiencies, resulting in more reliable service and fewer delays for both passenger and freight trains. It will also bring the corridor to a long-term state of good repair, reducing maintenance demands and ensuring safe operation well into the future. Construction of the Livingston Avenue Bridge replacement began in May 2024 and is expected to be completed by March 2028, with a total construction timeline of 4 years. Prior to selecting the final design, FRA and NYSDOT evaluated several alternatives to determine the most effective solution for replacing this aging and critical piece of infrastructure. No action alternative. Keeping the current bridge would require ongoing repairs but wouldn't fix its major issues. Load limits, clearance problems, and mechanical failures with the old swing span would continue, causing delays for both trains and boats. The track junction on the east side would stay misaligned, reducing efficiency, and the bridge's old parts would remain unreliable. Build Alternative 1, North Alignment. This plan proposes a new 2-track movable bridge 200 feet north of the current one. It would include a vertical lift span, widening the navigation channel to 190 feet and raising clearance to 60 feet when open. Train speeds would improve to 40 miles per hour for passengers and 35 miles per hour for freight. The 2-track design and better mechanics would allow more trains to cross with fewer delays. Build Alternative 2, South Alignment. This option builds the new bridge 50 feet south and includes a shared path for pedestrians and cyclists. It would use 8 piers and involve shifting the east track junction and upgrading nearby rail bridges. Like the North Plan, it improves train speeds, boat clearance, and access for different users.
New York State and its Department of Transportation plan to invest around $400 million to replace the aging Livingston Avenue Railroad Bridge.
The reconstruction of the Livingston Avenue Bridge is being made possible through a combination of the New York State Department of Transportation in partnership with the FRA, marking a significant investment in the region's rail infrastructure. One of the most notable aspects of this project is the unprecedented $215.1 million federal grant awarded through the Consolidated Rail Infrastructure and Safety Improvements Program. Announced on October 25, 2024 by Governor Kathy Hochul, this grant represents the largest amount ever awarded under the program, highlighting the national importance of the bridge replacement effort. This major federal investment is being leveraged as part of the New York State Department of Transportation's broader $33 billion 5-year capital plan. The funding supports the replacement of a critical rail connection across the Hudson River between Albany and Rensselaer. To carry out the project, The New York State Department of Transportation has awarded a $635 million contract to Skanska, a globally recognized construction firm based in Sweden. Skanska will be responsible for the design and construction of the new bridge, ensuring it meets modern standards for safety, capacity, and efficiency. The collaboration between federal and state entities, along with international engineering expertise, highlights the scale and importance of the project for the capital region and for the broader Northeast Rail Corridor. Do you think this project will help improve the service in the Northeast Corridor? Comment 1 if you agree and 0 if you don't. However, what are some challenges the project is facing? The reconstruction of the Livingston Avenue Bridge presents a number of significant challenges. Currently, the bridge restricts train movements to a single track at a maximum speed of just 15 miles per hour, creating a major bottleneck in a corridor where much higher speeds are possible. Any disruption or detour from this route could result in delays of up to 2.5 hours, highlighting the lack of viable alternatives and the urgency of completing the replacement on time. One of the most pressing challenges is the project's high cost and associated funding uncertainty. Initially estimated at $400 million, the project's cost was revised in 2024 to approximately $634.8 million, driven by rising infrastructure and construction costs. Although a historic $215 million federal grant has been secured, the remainder of the funding must still be allocated. In addition to financial challenges, the construction process itself is inherently complex and poses logistical risks. Replacing the bridge while maintaining the vital flow of rail and river traffic requires careful planning and execution. At a certain stage of the project, specifically during the final installation of the lift, both rail and maritime traffic will need to be temporarily halted. Even brief closures could cause substantial disruptions to Amtrak's operations and freight services, as well as to vessels navigating the Hudson River. Coordinating this work with minimal impact to both rail customers and marine users will demand precise scheduling, stakeholder coordination, and possibly even temporary infrastructure workarounds. Thanks for taking the ride with us today. Subscribe and we will see you next time.